Oh boy. Oh boy. This is the New York Giants post game. Should I even say the score? Should I? Should I even have to? I mean, we lost 38-11, guys. That is embarrassing. I don't even want to do this video. I'm not lying. This is ridiculous. You know, I just dealt with my baseball Giants, you know, getting eliminated by the Los Doyers, and now I got to deal with the Giants getting absolutely beat up by the Rams. So one little thing I want to show before I make this video, I'm looking up a lot right now because I'm looking at my screen. So I got a new monitor not too long ago for just playing games on, and now I've got a little display port. No, what is it called? It's called like a, is it called a display port? No, that's like a extension. What is this called? Some sort of port, but it basically links up my Surface Pro to the screen so I can actually get this lined up. So that's my bad. Hold up. Okay, so you can see right here, that's the screen. That's not my laptop. My laptop is down here in this little area. That's my laptop. It's on low brightness. I'll actually get the brightness up right now. See? So that's my laptop. So the desktop is up there. So yeah, wanted to point that out. Got something done, you know, that's cool. Anyway, let's go over the post game. We're going to go over the matchups that we previewed, as well as the keys to winning for both teams. Some highlights on previous successes for the Rams, how we countered it, and if we did counter it or not. Our successes based on what we did the previous weeks and what we did this week compared to that. And also just the best and worst thing that happened from the game overall. Okay, so this might be a long video. Let's get through it. The matchups. Okay, so if you don't recall, we had Julian Love versus Cooper Kupp. I want to see how Cooper Kupp could face the Giants defense, especially in the secondary, and how he's going to be, because he's been an absolute stud so far this year. Leonard Williams versus the offensive tackles, mainly Whitworth and Havenstein. And I wanted to see if Leonard Williams can finally get something going against, you know, elite offensive tackles, which was a huge thing to go over. I also had Aaron Donald versus Matt Parrott, because Parrott is basically still a rookie. He hasn't had that many reps yet. And also the effect of Nate Soldier being at right tackle. We need Matt Parrott at left tackle. And surprisingly enough, you know, we'll go over that. Jalen Ramsey versus Kadarius Toney, because Kadarius Toney was having a hot streak for a little bit, and Jalen Ramsey was calling him out. So those are the four matchups. The first one, Cooper Kupp. He had 9 receptions, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns, over 12 targets. He balled out against us. We did not win that matchup, 0 for 1. For the next one, Leonard Williams. He actually had 3 tackles on 4 assists as well, with 1.5 sacks and a tackle for loss. Great game for Leonard Williams, finally. So I'll take that 1 for 1. Aaron Donald, we were trying to basically get him away from Daniel Jones. He had 1 tackle, a half a sack, 0 tackles for losses, and I think he had 1 hit as well. So quarterback hit, to be exact. So we kind of did okay, you know, against an elite defensive end. I'm going to make that a tie, so 1-1-1. And then Kadarius Toney, 3 receptions, 36 yards off of 3 targets. He got injured after his 3rd catch. That's going to be a loss for us. So we are 1-2-1 with the total matchups in this game. But those matchups did not matter because overall the Rams just ran right through us. So, you know, I love doing these matchup things, and I think they'll be crucial for a close game. But if it's not a close game, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter at all. The keys to winning for us. We had to put pressure on Matt Stafford. And what we did, we got 4 QB hits and 2 sacks. It's pretty good compared to other weeks. Still needs to be a little bit better, though, especially against that elite offense. The next thing is to prevent Aaron Donald from touching Daniel Jones. He had 2 combined tackles with 1 QB hit, a half a sack, and a pass deflection, so he still was a playmaker. But we did pretty well against Aaron Donald for what he is, especially for our offensive line. The next thing, Devante Booker needs to present a run game for this offense, and he had 12 attempts on 41 yards. It's not going to do it for a run game. It's not. 41 yards is not going to do it. His longest, though, was 14, which is pretty cool to see. He's running through some holes. He just didn't get that many attempts, and I want him to actually be a presence in the run game. A presence in the run game. But if he's not going to get attempts, then I think it's poor coaching, honestly. So there we go. The next thing we want to go over is the keys to win for the Rams. What the Rams had to do in order to win, to beat us. And they didn't have to do much, honestly. But their key was Cooper Kupp, and he already told you he balled out. Another one is to get to Daniel Jones. As a total for the defense, 4 sacks, 41 yards off of those sacks, which is a lot of yardage. 3 interceptions, a rating of 44.7, 2 forced fumbles, 1 lost fumble, so the defense recovered it. And they also got 7 QB hits on Daniel Jones. They did way more than enough in order to be successful against the offense of the New York Giants. They did incredible. Their defense did incredible. Another one was to lock down Kadarius Toney, and he got injured, so I guess you can't really do anything about that. You can't determine anything. It's a success for the Rams because he got injured, so they kind of did lock him down, but it's just a sad way to see that, honestly. The next thing is the Rams' previous successes in the last couple of weeks. They had a huge presence with their yards gained per pass attempt and their passing yards gained per game. They only threw 234 passing yards, so that's kind of a success for the Giants secondary, even though we had so many opportunities for interceptions. We got 2 when it didn't matter. Xavier McKinney had one that he could have caught that could have had a huge presence for the overall, I don't even want to say momentum, but it could have been a good momentum shifter for the Giants offense to be in the middle of the field with his Xavier McKinney interception when it mattered, but he literally was in his hands and he just dropped it. It was huge. So yeah, but other than that, 234 passing yards, it's totally fine. For the Giants defense, I'm okay with that, but the amount of touchdowns that fucking happened from it, 4 total touchdowns from passing and a rushing touchdown, don't forget that. 4 touchdowns and 200 yards basically tells you that our field positioning did not work out at all this game due to picks, due to a fumble recovery, all that stuff. The last thing here was the percentage of QB hurries on defense, which we already went over. Their ability to get to Daniel Jones this last game was 7 quarterback hits. Okay, doesn't matter about hurries. When you get 7 hits, we don't have to worry about hurries because he got to the fucking quarterback. So how we could counter these 3 things? Don't give up the big plays. We gave up the big plays. We gave up a lot of big plays, especially with Cooper Kupp. 30-yard reception. That's a big play. Don't give up as many completions as we have. And we didn't. We gave up 22 completions. It's, still a lot, obviously, but it's down compared to other weeks this season so far. Keep Jones in the pocket. We did not keep him in the pocket. If we did keep him in the pocket, he got sent down on the ground. So, not good. Not good. Our successes this year so far was not allowing any sacks in the past 2 weeks. We allowed 4 sacks. Do what you want with that. Another thing is Kadarius Toney was a huge success against the Dallas Cowboys last week. He got injured. The next thing, penalties on defense. We ranked 7th. We only allowed 122 on the defense so far this year. And this is one of our successes, people. 0 penalties on the defense, 0 yards. Okay, so good for you guys, but you got steamrolled. Sorry. The depth charts, we already went over those. That doesn't matter. Okay, so the best and the worst things that happened from this game. The best thing that happened is our first downs on the offense. We had 21 first downs, a lot of plays per drive going down the field. However, we had a lot of turnovers, and it didn't matter. Okay, but we didn't really have much to prove it besides the possession of the ball. We had 27 minutes with the ball, so that's cool. But we need to score. We need to score, and we can't turn over the ball. Shit. God damn it. Okay. The worst thing that happened last afternoon, yesterday, was the rush game on both sides of the ball. The Rams had 131 rushing yards, and we only had 60. They doubled us. They more than doubled us in the rush game. Okay? And if you can't get the rush game, and they can get the rush game, it's not going to be a successful game for anyone. For any team. If you are the fucking Chiefs, and you allow a huge run game when you can't get a run game, you're going to most likely lose the game, even though you're a passing sensation. Same thing goes with running teams like the Tennessee Titans or the Minnesota Vikings. If you can't get the run game, you can't win. And our offense really relies on Saquon and creates a huge rush game for us. We don't have him right now, but Devante Booker could do the same thing. I mean, not at the same pace as Saquon Barkley, but Saquon with his inefficiency to go down the field and the run game this year so far, I feel like Devante Booker had a pretty good floor, in order to actually surpass Saquon Barkley, but he couldn't do it. So it's either a running back issue or it's an offensive line issue, and I think it's an offensive line issue. I don't think the offensive line can support a run game right now, and we cannot be blaming Saquon Barkley or Devante Booker or even Daniel Jones to get down the field in the rush game. We just can't do it because we can't get down the field with any fucking running back. If all of our running backs are bad, that's kind of ridiculous to say. I think it's the offensive line at this point. So we can't even run on the right side of the fucking field because of Nate Soldier. And with the left side, well, I mean, we want to rely on Matt Parrott. Okay, if Andrew Thomas is there, we'll have a better chance, but we're just not a good brand of football right now. It is so hard to see. It's so frustrating. I tuned it out. I actually put on Harry Potter for the first time. Great fucking movie series. I'm already on the 4th movie in 2 days. Holy shit. But I started watching that because I was just getting so bored with the Giants game. I didn't want to put on any other football games because I was getting pissed off. I didn't want to see any other successful teams do what they're doing. I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off as a Giants fan. And if you're a Giants fan watching this, you should be too, okay? Heading into week 6, good fucking luck, boys. We're going to still do our content, but I'm not going to really care that much anymore until we're successful. We'll give you the content that we provide, honestly, at the JRC network, JRCN. But, man, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. And hopefully you guys can stick with me, get through this hell that we're going through. But, yeah, that's all I got to say. 12 minutes of pure hell. So, you guys take care. In the comments below, tell me if you think Daniel Jones should be around for next year. I do believe so, but we're not going to talk about him because he had a bad game. Bad game. But he's been good so far this year, so I'm not going to worry about it. He didn't have that many targets with many weapons besides Shepard, but that's it. So you guys take care and be great.